The rope suddenly snapped. The man immediately pushed his two teammates away, but the massive anchor came flying toward him. His leg was crushed by the anchor's impact. Even after they reattached his broken leg, he could never dive again. Though he received commendation from his superiors, he just couldn't bring himself to smile, because he dreamed of becoming Master Chief. That day the clerk came to his hospital room to convince him to retire, but the man made a crazy decision. He handed the clerk a document, proving he could amputate his leg, and continue serving with a prosthetic, but nobody believed he could pass the review in 12 weeks. The man endured excruciating pain through the amputation surgery, but he still underestimated the challenges ahead. He slowly began adapting to the prosthetic. During jump rope training, sharp pain hit him, leaving him drenched in sweat. Even when he fell, he got back up. He never thought of quitting. With his unwavering determination, he finally reached normal standards. Weeks later, the review board convened as scheduled. The man walked into the room with his head held high. Right from the start, the clerk mocked him, but he fired back without backing down. Then he had them bring in something massive, a diving suit weighing 300 pounds. The clerk said if he could put on that gear and walk 12 steps before entering the water, he'd pass. This 300-pound diving suit was an enormous challenge even for able-bodied people. The clerk expected him to give up and was ready to call it, but the man agreed without hesitation, because he knew this was his last chance to achieve his dream. The instructor helped him into the diving suit and warned him the prosthetic might break. The man struggled to stand under the crushing weight, his facial muscles trembling constantly. He summoned all his strength for the first step. By the 8th step, the prosthetic finally gave way. Everyone held their breath. The clerk was ready to declare him failed again. The man gritted his teeth, tears streaming down his face. Despite his shaking legs, he kept pushing forward. He adjusted his stance, clenched his jaw, and took another step. Through sheer willpower, he refused to fall, finally completing all 12 steps of the challenge. When he removed his helmet, you couldn't tell if his face was covered in sweat or tears. He earned a standing ovation from everyone. The clerk officially announced his reinstatement. He had not only conquered an unfair test, but conquered his own destiny.